to elaborate on these provisions. And that was why we advocated for the passage of the Disability Act 715. However, in 2012, Ghana ratified the United Nations Convention on the Rights of Persons with Disabilities. And quickly, the following year, in 2013, we did a gap analysis where we realized that there were huge gaps. In our current law, there was no provision for children with disabilities, women with disability, even the right to life. It's interesting because, there are still parts of this country that persons with albinism cannot live. I was in a committee for advocacy some years back, and the team and I were not even allowed to get up in the past because they didn't know what would happen to us. Yes, in Peru, for instance, Bukrua, you can't enter the chief palace, So all of that. So there's a right to life, and you be a resident of this country because you are a Ghanaian and you matter. And so the act of we did that, the gap analysis realized that, so we submitted that gap analysis to the then Minister of Gender and Social Protection, November 2013. And it has been all this while of 12 years of work by the Review Technical Committee, and then we realized that we have to reenact the law because the kind of work that had gone in, we couldn't just do a review. And that's why we are advocating for the reenactment of the law. Okay,
so on hindsight, you think that you've been taken for granted, look, no, it's just an oversight. Where would you want to place it? That's a difficult one.
Yes, it is. Because we've engaged government, response has been encouraging, but we feel we are not a priority. Because, as I said earlier, disability is everybody's business. It's anyone's lot. We need to ensure that we make our environment accessible. You don't know when you also require these as services and goods and services. Yes. So I think it has just not been a priority. Last Wednesday, December 3rd, the National Day of Persons with Disabilities, the Honorable Minister Gender made mention that they are working on the cabinet to send a memo to cabinet. And all we are saying is that cabinet needs to prioritize this. Once they receive it, if it gets to Parliament, we need to work on it.
Okay, so the urgency is what we are looking at now, and it's good you're here. You've thrown light on it. So how are the strategies that you can imagine to speed up the process? Because it's something that must be seen to as early as possible.
Yeah. So again, we have the disability movement led by the Ghana Federation Disability Organization. We petitioned the Ministry of Gender and Protection. We petitioned our own National Council.
Yes, the petition has gone on, but the
16 regional ministers, ensuring that they get their MMDAs to prioritize disability inclusion and prepare for the implementation of the new law. Interestingly, the current law has suffered implementation.